stories that will inspire the chapters of your vacation.
Why would a middle-aged man with absolutely no hiking experience want to hike the Appalachian Trail? For Bill Bryson, the author of the travel memoir, A Walk in the Woods, it is curiosity. He wants to reconnect with America since living in Britain for the last 20 years. He is curious about the 2,100-mile trail stretching 14 states from Georgia to Maine. He is curious about himself. Can he handle the physical challenges of the hike and mental challenges of being without civilization? His childhood friend, Stephen Katz, who is overweight and obsessed with junk food, is joining him on the trail.
Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet engages audiences of all kinds, from the textbook history buff to the romantic worshipper of heartwarming novels such as those by Nicholas Sparks. In Jamie Ford's reminiscent novel, readers are thrusted onto the streets of Seattle in the shoes of Henry Lee. Begin midway through the 1980s, where Henry struggles to cope with his dear wife Ethel's death. His uncertainty of the future causes his remembrance of the past. The memories and endearing tale of Henry's childhood multiply page after page as Henry attempts to turn around the relationship he shares with his son before he ends up with the remote connection he once shared with his own father. The Japanese stereotypes sparked at the Chinese Lee family are demeaning, yet to the outside eye cause an even greater sense of compassion towards Henry. The interactions between various ethnicities are abundant in this 2009 Ballantine Books novel. The bonds shared between Henry and sax player Sheldon exemplify the sense of brotherhood and friendship, whereas the romantic ties with Kiko Okabe add a complicated twist to the plot. The themes of realities of war and complications of love are never ending, yet ever surprising. Your emotions while reading this story will change almost as quickly as Henry's intricate life. Travel through the life of Henry Lee, an American-born man caught up in the enchanting tale of his past that he seems to have lost 40 years ago. After the loss of his dear wife Ethel, Henry struggles to get away from the ways practiced by his own father, the beliefs and practices of a strict Chinese nationalist, and reconnect with his son Marty. Henry's tone strives for a happy medium between bitter and sweet. His conflict always revolves around the Panama Hotel, the dividing landmark of 1940s Chinatown and the Japanese neighborhood, Nihon Machi, and culturally divided Seattle, Washington.
The award-winning book, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, is the full story of the Gila cells and the woman they came from, Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was a poor black woman living in a small town called Clover, Virginia in the 1950s. She died of cervical cancer in the Johns Hopkins Hospital in Clover on October 4th, 1951. Doctors had been trying to grow human cells in cultures for years, but until they took samples from Henrietta's cancer, all attempts had been unsuccessful. Henrietta's cells, called HeLa cells, doubled every 24 hours and were being shipped all over the world for medical experiments on cancer for $25 a vial. This led to a multi-billion-dollar industry. Very few people knew the real name of the woman that HeLa cells came from, and Henrietta's family didn't even know that her cells had been taken. They never received any money and wouldn't even know until at least 25 years later. Rebecca Skloot. The book also includes the author Rebecca Skloot's own experiences searching for the cell's history, a search lasting over a decade and ending in 2010 when the book was published by Broadway Paperbacks.
Is a unique travel memoir through the eyes of an Italian man traveling to the United States for the first time. Author Beppe Severghini observes the United States culture humorously, using many examples such as a mattress salesman who jumps on the mattresses before selling them, and his analysis into the overly friendly culture of waiterhood. This is a great read for anyone, and it's excellently written, with countless laughs along the way, and it's truly an American travel memoir for the ages. Ciao America is Beppe Severghini's account of a year spent away from his native Italy in a foreign territory called the United States. During his stay, he prevalently observes the oddities of American culture in a very humorous manner, from the odd process of car buying to one mattress salesman who gets a little bit too into his work, to the American obsession with purchasing cappuccinos simply because cappuccino is a fun word to say. This 1995 travel memoir eloquently captures the American way of life and is perfect for anyone, from a patriot with a sense of humor to a foreigner traveling to the United States for the first time.
In 2006, Sister Chicas by Lisa Alvarado, Anne Cardinal, and Jane Corlin is an intriguing novel that portrays the life of three young Latino women living in Chicago and struggling with their ethnic heritages. Through adventure, romance, and humor, the story shows the importance of female friendships. While working on the school newspaper, Lenny, Graciela, and Tana share their struggles with boys, growing up, and family, as they try to disregard their Latino heritage and become more American. Often their avoidance of their Latino traditions causes them to hurt the ones they love the most. The primary conflict in the novel involves Tana, who is being forced into having a quinceañera. She doesn't want to disappoint her mother, but she is not accepting of the idea. Her friends are supportive and help her to pick out a dress and encourage her to enjoy her quinceañera. Though the girls may have some conflicts, their friendship is everlasting, just like the bonds of sisterhood. They learn to resolve their problems and make the best out of what they are given. Every teenage girl can relate to trying to fit in while simultaneously pleasing their parents. So if you're looking for a book that you won't be able to put down, then Sister Chicas is a wonderful choice. Sister Chicas is funny, romantic, and shows the companionship of sisterhood. Turning 15 is never easy, especially for Tana. Imagine being forced into having a quinceañera. But with the help of her friends, Lenny and Graciela, she enjoys her quinceañera and learns to accept family, friends, and fiestas.
From the armchair traveler to the prospective adventurer, Polly Evans' travel memoir, On a Hope and a Prayer, takes you on a journey through the countryside of Argentina, from the northern highlands of Salta to the southern mountains of Patagonia and everywhere in between. Polly's collection of travel essays gives an inside look into her transformation from timid novice into confident cowgirl while living the gaucho lifestyle of Argentina, as she fulfills her childhood dream of learning to ride a horse. As she ventures across Argentina, Polly also takes a look back into the fascinating yet tumultuous history of this enthralling nation, from Che Guevara's quest for evolution to Evita Perón's wandering corpse. On a Hope and a Prayer is the story of one woman's bravery and determination to finally fulfill her dream while truly capturing the essence of the frontier of the New World. Whether it becomes your temporary getaway or your travel handbook, On a Hope and a Prayer is sure to take you on the ride of a lifetime.